Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us. I have the privilege today of talking with Litonya Allen, learning a little bit more about her and the services that she brings to the marketplace. So Litonya, thanks so much for joining us.
It's my pleasure, BJ. It's really nice to see you today.
Well, thank you. I have been so blessed to get to know you and to take advantage of your Gold Hummingbird program, because as an entrepreneur, small business owner, sometimes you wear all of the hats, and this program that you've developed has been helpful and powerful. So I would love for you to just share with us a little bit. First of all, I know that you've been in the financial industry for a while. You also have a lot of tax background. Would you please share with us what brought you to this point where you have such an amazing program for helping those of us keep track of our expenses, get ready for tax season, and really make wise decisions?
I just ended up in a unique position during COVID-19. Actually started praying about it, to be honest. Nice. And the answer was to go back and start doing taxes again. And oh, by the way, you could teach people how to manage their own business and refine it using all that tax knowledge that you know. Nice. And so it just turned into the blessed system. And that's how that happened. And so I teach people now how to budget, their personal and their business financials, ledger their information so that it falls into a profit and loss statement for their taxes. Okay. I teach them how to estimate taxes quarterly. I have a whole system in place so that solves their system problems. Like, how do I do this? And, then I teach them how to share that newfound wealth and knowledge to help other people that are in their life, or maybe there's a cause or something that they want to help support. And then they can give out of their overflow.
When we have to, pull numbers together as entrepreneurs, this system you're talking about, is it online? Is it something that we have you do? Is it something you teach us? What is this system?
Yeah,
it's a course. Okay.
It's a course, and I teach it virtually. So there are classes that you attend. There's 6 classes.
Okay.
There's I provide the materials or the workbooks.
Okay.
Where you would do your work inside of, and it's yours to keep. And I say, well, make a master copy and keep that so you can use it year after year. You don't have to subscribe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then I have a weekly, like an accountability time where we can co-work, or you could come in and ask questions if you're stuck. And that way you get a weekly time, and you kind of get used to doing that regularly so that you don't get behind.
Okay. So you wouldn't necessarily with this program feel like you're all on your own. If you decide you have to do your own books, or that's, something that you need to do, this program could be a support for a small entrepreneur that's wearing all the hats and needs to have their bookkeeping ready for tax time. They also need to have a whole picture of what their business is bringing in and what's going out. Am I understanding the program?
Yes, absolutely. I designed it especially for people who, business owners are an expert in what they do, but they can't always or don't always want to invite somebody else into that and be really open with their financials. Okay. Especially if you're a solopreneur and, you are supporting your family, it's hard to bring somebody else in. So if you wanted to do it yourself, or you had a financial need, maybe you wanted to put money in a different part of your business, and not spend the money on a third-party accountant, then this is a really good program. It's also a good program just to know, how should a business work from the inside? How do you read a profit and loss statement, and how does that come about? What goes into that? Because it's important to know how it should work so that when you do, or if you do hand it over to somebody else eventually, you understand what's going on. And, budgeting is a lot about reaching goals and knowing where your money's going so that it's just not going everywhere, and you know how much you can pay yourself or someone else. There's just numbers sound really boring and stuff like that. I try to make it more natural or intuitive, not as mysterious, and scary. Because I know a lot of people are like, whoa, I don't really want to know about all that. But as business owners, we kind of have to, we kind of have to know how money works in there, because if we're making it on our own, we got to know how much do we need to really pay those bills. What's the no kidding number, so it all goes into planning and to making sure there's protection in place. If something happened to you, how much money would you need to have to replace that income? So then you talk about insurance and different things, but.
Okay. So what if you hate working with numbers? Is this program something that's not so difficult to understand and not so time consuming that just about anybody could do it?
Yeah. So the numbers part of it, any addition, subtraction, and that kind of thing, I mean, you're just plugging numbers into where it goes. So as long as you know where the number goes, you're just plugging it in, and you let the program just do the totals at the end, and you're done. So you don't have to try to figure that out. It does, monthly, and then it all goes into an annual profit and loss statement. So you could show that to somebody at any time to say, well, this is what I've made. I need to refinance my house. This is what the business is doing up to this point this year. And this is what it did last year.
Okay. And then when it comes to tax time, how easy is it to transfer any of the information that we have in this program over onto a tax sheet or hand it to a tax preparer?
That's the beauty of the design of that ledger, is that I've specifically designed it to go hand in hand with filing a Schedule C or a Schedule E.
Okay.
So Schedule E is for people that have real estate income.
Okay.
And a Schedule C is for a small business, like an LLC. And it's not a corporate structure. It's just a personal, it goes on your personal income tax, 1040. And it's specially designed to just transfer easily. So everything that's on that ledger sheet, right where to plug it in. Even if you're doing your own taxes, it would be obvious.
Okay.
So, not that I encourage that, but some people like to do it all themselves, and that's okay. This makes it easier for sure.
Very nice. Okay.
Yeah.
I love that you have such extensive tax knowledge in addition to bookkeeping knowledge, in addition to a financial background, because that brings a much bigger picture to bookkeeping in and of itself, and helping someone understand, how do I plug it in and how do I track? Where do I look for my numbers? How do I adjust something? What am I looking at? Because so often, if all we're looking at is the bank book and we know what came in and what went out, but we don't always know where or what it means in the final picture for taxes, then we can be really caught unawares. And I love that. I love that you've put it all together. And personally, I've taken advantage of this program because I live a long ways away. And so myself and my partner have taken advantage of not only this program for my business, but also having Litonya help with taxes for personal. So it's really nice to have all of that wrapped up in one, someone that I truly can trust, someone I truly believe knows what they're doing. They're honest to the core, and it's a beautiful connection. So I'm number one, thank you for creating the program. I encourage anybody to look into it. And what's the name of this online program that you have for entrepreneurs?
It's called the Blessed System course.
And where can they find it?
On my website, goldhummingbird.com. Yeah, it's just under the course
Okay.
materials, and you can read through that, and you can even purchase it out there. Starting a new class on November 4th, and it will be every other Thursday at noon. So kind of a lunchtime. And then I record those classes so that if you weren't able to catch it during the day, you can, watch it later as a replay.
This system, especially because we have the support, I find much easier to use. It's encouraging to see my numbers. It helps me know how to step back and maybe where I need to make adjustments before it's too late. So thank you very much for creating the program. And thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate you. I appreciate the program, and I'm looking forward to sharing you with the world. And I encourage anyone listening to this, please go to goldhummingbird.com and check under the course tab and look into her Blessed system, because you will be blessed very much by trying that system. So we'll see you all later. And thanks again, Litonya.
Thank you, BJ.